Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my tarot channel. My name is Paulina and I have some messages I would like to share with you. I keep saying I'm going to get a mic and I'm going to get on that. I do have a kind of intense to-do list right now, so it's on my to-do list, but eventually I'll be using a microphone. Please excuse my slightly wrinkled shirt. Anyway, I wanted to give a reading and I was picking up in a couple different energies. I thought we would do a reading about your energy, starting from that sort of focus point and going from there, and maybe spiraling out from there and seeing what happens. So I'm gonna just tune in, take a little breath here. Okay, I'm seeing, and I was seeing, and I am seeing a box, and I am seeing a lot of pine cones. Or is it, no, it's acorns. Okay. So acorns can be a symbol of wealth. And pine cones, I believe, are something similar. I'm not exact. I think pine cones are just also about like growth and like development, because a little pine cone can make a huge tree. Maybe you're growing something right now, and also maybe with the box, maybe you've been trying to fit inside of a box, you know, to put yourself in a box that feels conformist to you and feels impossible. It feels like you're putting a square peg in a round hole, or a round peg in a square hole, and it's like maybe you had sort of a negative upbringing. This could mean like family life that was difficult, stressful, and I think that you're dealing with some poverty right now, actually. Because upright, this is sort of the woman who is in charge of hearth and home. She's paying the bills, she's got her stuff together, but I don't think you're in touch with, I think you may be really struggling financially. And feel really disempowered financially, and also just like you don't have a way to manage your home properly. You don't have the resources you need to be like the queen of the house. We also got this card for Wands reversed. I think that you know, are just feeling a lack of stability, and not just in your life like materially, but maybe on an energetic level. I think there may be also a need for companionship or marriage that hasn't been fulfilled. But I think that you're building sort of a you're honing a skill, okay, that's gonna lead you out of some sort of conflict. I think that there's been people, I think you may have been dependent on some people and it's causing conflict, but you're actually, you know, not just financially, maybe there's someone helping you in some way, not, also maybe just logistically, you know, helping you, sort of seeing your vulnerability, and, or maybe you've also put them in a situation where they kind of have to help you, but it's causing conflict. And I think that you're actually actively planting seeds to try to get out of this, but sorry. Oh, we got the same card again. It means you're really in that energy of the Queen of Pentacles reversed. I think that you have a lot of actually control and power that you're not aware of here in the situation. My guides are telling me that the more that you try, the less that it feels real. I don't even know what that means. That came out of my a-hole. Sorry. I don't know if that's inappropriate. I don't even, sometimes when I get messages from my guides, I'm not even conscious of what I'm saying. So I guess what I'm feeling though is you're trying, but it doesn't feel real because nothing's happening that you can see tangibly, but there is progress being made, okay? And the people that are helping you can't see that either. And let's get another card. Maybe there's a healing message here that we need to hear. You're going to be able to take a stand energetically as an individual. You're gonna do some things that change your life, but I'm feeling a but here. Oh, keep getting that card. You definitely feel Queen of Pentacles issues. The but is you're waiting for results to come. And you have some intuition about the possibility of having a greater role in society. So I don't know what that means. Maybe you're applying for a role in public service. Maybe you're someone who's like works with the community, serves the community. I think there's been a person, a male figure, or maybe just men in general, maybe this is for women, or just a man who's dealt with men, other men like this, who set the example that to be in charge, you must be very mentally strong and powerful. And I think that you are, and that you're very, I think you're really in your masculine, even if this is a woman watching, because you're very mentally oriented about steps you have to take in your life to make it better. And you're also like feeling very smart, because maybe you've outsmarted a lot of situations and you're feeling like very, I feel like masterful in some sense of your mind, of your abilities. Because I think before you were, I got the Magician, I think there's a community that you're within, that you were like working within, others that were like sort of trash talking you, or like saying that you can't do it, or they're just projecting a lot of their own stuff onto you, projective identification. Anyway, so, but you were like, you were and are using the resources that you have at your, disposal. Like you're using what's at hand. See, he has all the tools here on the table of all the different suits. There's the pentacles, the cups, the rods, the wands, and the swords. So he's like got all this energy and all these tools, and so do you. And it's actually magical. I'm hearing what you've been through, that you've not just like overcoming, I think, what is a traumatic family situation, or was a traumatic upbringing, but I think there's been more recent events that have been challenging for you that you magically got through. And some people might have given up, or some people might have acted, some people might have not kept their cool, and so the Chariot reversed here, I'm reading it as actually you paused. You were like, instead of engaging with something negative further, you paused. And I think that there's going to be public recognition. And I think that there's people, these people that are like, maybe you're chained to them in some way. There's some commitment, maybe like some karmic stuff, because this can relate to Saturn. Maybe you're being known in the public, in the world, is really what's missing here in terms of your success. You need to put yourself out there, and then you'll be free from this chain of being sort of dependent on negative people who, either a boyfriend or family, or maybe it's an ex that's helping you, I'm not sure, or maybe it's a divorce and you're getting some money from that and it's a toxic relationship, but whatever, the money tie is negative here. And you're gonna also, the devil and the Six of Wands can, for me, mean that you're afraid to be known and seen because of some deeper, darker things, some maybe some trauma. Maybe you're recovering from some trauma and abuse, but you're going to use those experiences to be known publicly for your career, because Saturn, which is the devil card, can also be about our career. Okay, I'm gonna get final closing card. It's interesting energy. Got the Tower reversed. So yeah, you've definitely come out of some very intense situation here where since it's reversed, it's like it's deep rooted, but you've also come out the other side. I'm sorry, I do want to get one more card. Spirit, what do we need to know? It's a final card for us here. It's a final healing message for the situation. Okay, I shuffled a lot, but the star always, in the chronology of the tarot, the star comes after the Tower, which we just got. So that was Spirit's way of winking at us that it's paying attention to this reading. So even if no one watches it, or even if it's watched in 10 years from now. So you are in a place of spiritual healing, okay? That's the focus. And maybe a community, maybe you're healing with a community, maybe could be on the internet too, or also maybe you're realizing the talents and the skills that you have, realizing the capabilities that you have, realizing the good fortune that you have. I'm seeing a lot of luck and maybe a lot of spirits around you that are guiding you, that are getting you out of things in the nick of time, where things could have been dangerous, or you were vulnerable and you didn't see it, but you were protected. And also with the Star card, I think you're going to be offering something to the world, and that's how you're going to get out of this financial sort of quagmire that I'm seeing here. See, you're chained by needing help from something or someone that's toxic. Could also be, I'm not going to get into it, you fill in the blank for me, but I want to go back there because this is a different energy. This energy is about, believing in the impossible, believing in magic. And that's where I want to close the reading, because if we don't believe that magic can happen, if we don't keep fun in our hearts, then we're not seeing that possibility. And when it does happen, it can be actually a bigger shock to our system and cause negative emotions. So keep an eye out for miracles, and keep a heart open for love.